Okay, here we go. It's Tuesday, May 7th, and the market just closed a few minutes ago, so I just wanted to do a really quick prequel or a lead-in to this video explaining what we did on this one. So we did the exact same thing we've always been doing with our paper trades. We put our 3 paper trades on, put a live money trade on, and then we also did our first adjustment. So there's a number of different ways that I've adjusted these type of trades in the past, and today we reached a point on one of the trades kind of mid-morning where it seemed like an adjustment was appropriate to put on. So I put the adjustment on. You'll see exactly how I did it, what the effect was, and how it turned out. So stay tuned for that. And like I said, there's several different adjustments that I've used in the past. And throughout this process, I'm going to show each of these different adjustments that I use. So here we go. Buckle your seatbelts, pull out the popcorn. Here we go. Here we go, Tuesday morning, 7 a.m. We're going to get our trade on. So this is our 0DTE cherry butterfly trades that we've been working on the last couple weeks. This is an at-the-money butterfly trade where we're doing some forward testing. I did a bunch of back testing on this, and then now we're in the process of going through forward paper trading and sprinkling in a few live trades here and there. Actually, every day we've been putting a live trade on so far since last Thursday. So we have 3 in a row, all winners. So to put this trade on, I go to the SPX. We're doing this on the SPX. I go to the 0D options in the option chain. Today's May 7th. Then I go down to at the money. And there's the at the money. So I just click on there. I right click and I say analyze by trade. Then I say butterfly. And that'll throw that simulation down below. So I want to trade. I want to have the 2 short strikes of the butterfly at the middle. The middle strike's at the money. So right now we're trading at 51.85. You can see the SPX over here, 5185. So that's right. And then I'm testing 3 different widths on this. The first one is 15 width. So let's change this to let's say 15 points. So we're at 51.85 is the middle strike. So there's 10, 5, 10, 15. And we want to go 15 below as well. 5, 10, 15. There is the trade. So these butterflies are more expensive this week, which is interesting to make note of. I think we had a trade on one of these butterflies on for like $2 last week. So I'm going to lock this in. This is our first one. I'm going to lock that in, and then I'm going to go to, I'm just going to say analyze trade to duplicate that one. And this is our second butterfly. This will be 20 points. So I'm just going to go down by 5 points on the downside. I'm going to go up by 5 points on the upside. So there's our 20 pointer right there. Lock that in. Then I'm going to say analyze trade again. This is our third width, which is going to be 25 points wide. So on this one, I'm going to go down 5 more points. That's 25 points down, and then 5 points higher on the upside. So there's our 25 width. And this one's at 1090. Let's see where we at. Yeah, we're cool. Okay, so there's our 3 paper money trades. This is how I'm doing the paper trading on this. I'm just entering these as these, what are these called? The simulation, these simulated tabs. I lock them in, and then I'll just monitor them throughout the day. So let's go ahead and put a real one on as well. And we've been doing a 15 wide for the real one. So I'm going to duplicate that. This is 15 wide, right? Yes, 15 wide. And I'm going to move up a strike. You can see that SPX is trading at 51.88. So if we were to like split the 85 and the 90, 51.85 and 51.90, we are now kind of over the hump between those two on the 51.90 side, like rounding up, rounding up change. And plus it'll also give us a chance to test against this 15 wide if we do a 51.90. So let's see if I'll change it to 51.90. The lower strike I'll bring up by 5 points, and the higher strike I'll bring up by 5 points. So let's go ahead and we'll put this one on. So I'm going to say right click. I'm going to say create duplicate order. I'll unlock that lockbox to get the current price, 440 it's saying. I'll just say send. See if we get filled on that. So here it is working. I'm asking for 440. The mark is showing 440, bouncing around a bit. I think I get filled with that. I may have to pay a little bit more. I'm going to say cancel replace. I'm going to go by 5 cents. I'm going to cave in by 5 cents. Those darn market makers. Greedy bastards. Okay, so now I'm trying to get in at 445. Here's the live mark. It's bouncing, kind of dancing around that. Come on. Let's get on. There it goes. So I got filled at 445. So I'm going to come back over here, and there's the real trade right there. That's the one I just put on. This is a live trade. And I just always monitor these with the simulations. So I uncheck everything. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to say hide positions. That'll hide those real live positions up in there so that they don't get all mixed up with these paper trades. And then so this is our live money trade. And I think we got filled at 445. So yeah, so there we go. So here it is. There we go. We're off and running. We have a total risk of $445 on this. The profit target we've been using is $50. So I'm just going to go ahead right now. I'm going to set up an automatic profit target exit order. So to do that, I just click on that simulated tab there, that green bar. I say analyze opposite trade, and it'll just reverse that trade right here. And I'm going to unlock the lockbox, and you can see we have a flat line here because this is showing that we've bought the butterfly and we've sold the butterfly. So I just want to adjust this price to bring this blue flat line to $50. So that's it right there. So I need to get filled at 495 and get out of this trade at 495 to make my $50. So I'll say create duplicate order. I'll just send it out there. And then I'll just have it sitting out there working to get filled at 495 to get my $50. So there's the working order just out there waiting. And let's go back to the Analyze tab. And we'll just monitor this sucker. There it is. There's our live trade right now. And we'll just kind of monitor it on and off throughout the morning. All right. So that's it for the starting gun. And we'll check back in like 15 to 30 minutes, see how all these trades are doing, including the live trades. See if we can get filled like within before 8:30. That's the goal. Come on, you can do it. No, usually these come in like 30 minutes or between 30 minutes and an hour usually. So that's it. We're off and running. I'll be back in a few. Okay, here it is, Monday. Okay, here we go, Thursday.
Tuesday, man.
Thanks, Connor. I need your help. Here we are, Tuesday, May 7th. This is our 7:30 update. So right off the bat, here's our live trade. So this is a real money trade we have on. This is up $33. We're looking for a $50 profit on this, or we're about halfway there. Let's look at the other trades, which are all paper trades. So here's the first one. This is a 15-point wide butterfly paper trade. So this one is showing a little bit of profit, $20, $10 to $20 profit on that one. Let's look at the next one. This is the 20-point wide. 20-point wide is up about 20-ish bucks, bouncing around. And then we got the 25-point wide. This one is up like 25, $30. So we're about half an hour in from putting these on. And then let's look again real quick at the, this is the real money trade. So here's the real money trade. This trade is up $40. We're getting close on this one. We have an automatic exit order when it hits our profit target of $50. It's set to sell it. So we're about, you can see we're $4.95 is what we need to hit to get our $50. And then right now it's trading around $4.80. So I wouldn't be surprised by the next check-in if to see that thing filled. Getting pretty close. All right, so that's it for the 7:30 update. We'll talk soon. Okay, here it is, 7:40. a little bit early on this check-in, but we just got filled on that live butterfly. So there we go. You can see it was filled. How long did that take? So about 31, 2 or 3 minutes. About 30 minutes. So we got filled on that. That gives us our profit target of $50. So far so good with this one. So this is the fourth live trade we've done in 4 days, and they've all been winners. Let's go and check let's check the paper trades real quick. So here's the 15 point wide butterfly paper trade. This one's up. It says $50, so that's probably a profit target hit there, or very close to it. Here is the 20 point wide. This is showing a profit of 60 to 70 to 80. It's kind of bouncing around, but the profit target on this one is 75. So that could have been hit by now, or it's very close. And the last one's a 25 point wide. Here's the 25 pointer. This one's showing a current profit of $100, like 90 to 100. And the profit target on this guy is $100. So same thing. It could have gotten filled by now, or it's very close to getting filled at profit target. So everything's looking good. I'll come back in a little bit, like maybe 8:15ish, and we'll check in again. Okay, here it is, 8:30, and this is our 8:30 update. So here is our 15 pointer. This one is a little negative. Oh, let's say it's break even. It's showing $3 profit, 13 is bouncing around. It's over towards this side of the tent, but it's sort of it's moved away from that profit hump. So let's call this one break even at 8:30, maybe a little negative. Let's look at the next one, which is the 20 pointer. Here's the 20 pointer. This one's inside the tent, just barely profitable or break even. Okay, we'll say break even at $10. And then here's the 25 pointer. 25 pointer is a little negative. It's inside the tent, but negative, like say minus $20. So I may check back in with this one with these three in the next 15 minutes or 30 minutes, just to see how this winds up for the morning session. So at the point we checked last time, they looked like they could have been either the profit target was triggered or it was super close to it. So it may have not. Right now they're showing like it's getting some it's being threatened a little bit. So maybe I'll check in again like in 15 or 30 minutes on this one for today, just to see how these three paper money trades are doing. Here is the live trade we did today. This was already closed down at profit target, but you can see this is like one strike up from the other ones. And this is showing a pretty okay profit at this point if we had left this on. But again, this was already closed out at a $50 profit. All right, I'll be back again. All right, here we are, 9:08 a.m. And this is I think this will be the final checkup on this one for the morning session. You can see that the SPX has continued to move outside of this tent. Well, it's just coming outside the tent now, but so this is our 15-point butterfly paper trade that we're testing, and this is showing a loss of around 40 to $50, which is our profit target. So in this video, I'm going to also do a quick test of a possible adjustment we can do on these. Before I do that, let me check out these other ones real quick. So here is the 20 pointer. The 20 pointer is showing a loss of around 50, $60, and it's just barely inside the tent. And then the last one here is the 25 pointer, and we're still inside the tent, showing a loss of around 71. So I've done a lot of adjustments before, just trading these similar type of structures. And so in this video, I'm going to test doing an adjustment where we just add a second butterfly in this area here. And then we'll just monitor that throughout the rest of the day and see how and if that works out. So it's going to add more money to the margin. We're going to add a second one now. So what I'm going to do, on this one. So again, this is the 15 pointer. We're outside the tent. We're showing a loss of around $50, $60. So I'm going to duplicate this trade. I'm going to come down here. So this will be the adjustment trade. And I just want to create a second butterfly structure in this area here. So let's start with putting the sold strikes of the butterfly at 52.05. And we'll tweak them in. I mean, this probably won't be the correct setup, but we'll see what it looks like on the risk graph. So 15 points on this one is 10.15, and then 15 points above it. Come on. Is this one? So it gives us this kind of this they call this the Batman. I'm Batman setup. And this is a little too, with this setup, you can see our risk is now increased with the 15 pointer up to 965-ish. And there's not a lot of profit target in this center area, although there is $30. So this could cover a wide range. Let me see what happens if we bring this in by 5 points. So it's just a matter of playing with these strikes and seeing what you got and all that. So with this setup, our risk is also up to about 1,000 now. So it's moved from where it was before, 420. So it's doubled. It's more than doubled. It's 1,025 right now. And this is probably the trade that I would go with, I think. Let's see if we pull this wing in. So this becomes unbalanced now, but you can see how it keeps the slope to the upside not so steep. Let me come in again. So that's a little overdone, I think. I'd rather be on just this side of the hump, on the right side of the hump. So let's go to the 52.10. I think I'd go with this one. So let's lock this in. These are all paper trades, but we might as well go ahead and start to think about various ways we can adjust and manage these trades if they start to get into trouble. So this will be our first test on it. It's just simply adding another butterfly up a little bit higher. So here's the initial position. And I wouldn't be too fast to put this second one on. If I were to use this adjustment, I would really let this thing move outside the tent and, get around, hit around that 1 times profit target, which is $50. So right now it's showing 29. So I would be, in real life, I would be a little bit, I would give this a little bit of time probably. Let it move out in here. See because if it comes back in, we don't have to add any additional risk. And we have this nice profit hump there. But just for the sake of this experimental, these tests that we're doing, let's go ahead and just act as if we added that. So here is that trade. It's currently showing a loss of around $40. We have up to $410 in the profit target. We have up to $410 profit potential in the tent. On this side of the trade, we have a total risk of $590. So that's just a little bit more than the 420, which the initial position had. But on the downside, we've added a lot of risk. We've more than doubled the risk. So we need to take all those things into account. So I'm just going to go ahead and monitor this throughout the rest of the day, like at the midday update and also the end of the day, see how this thing settles out. So this is like experiment 1 on a possible management technique or adjustment that can be made. It's simply just adding a second butterfly. So we'll keep an eye on that, and I'll be back. Here it is, end of day, 1 o'clock California time. The market just closed. So this is our final last looks on this trade. So let's just go through each one. Here's the 15-point butterfly. And you can see we got close to doing another pin on this one. Not quite, but close. So the final, if we would have just put this trade on and done nothing, just walked away and let it expire at the end of day without taking it off or making any adjustments or anything like that, this trade today would have wound up with a profit of, I'm looking at the settlement number, which is the blue line, the expiration line. And this trade would have wound up with $809. Not too shabby. Then here is the 20-point wide. So the 20-point wide, same thing, almost pinned. The final profit on this would have been $1,009 at settlement. So even better. And then here's the 25-point wide. This trade would have wound up at settlement with a profit of $1,129. So almost pins on these guys. And then the last one we'll look at is the adjustment. So mid to early morning, this 15-point wide paper trading butterfly was trading outside of the tent, and there was a loss of around 30 to 50 bucks. And at that time, I just set up a second scenario where we could adjust it by using one of the ways I've adjusted in the past that I think is probably appropriate for this kind of a trade. There's a couple of them, and I'll go through each of them throughout this process. This adjustment was just to add another same size butterfly, like a 15-point wide butterfly, up in this area here, just to expand that tent, that profit tent. And so let's take a look at how that would have wound up. So that one is right here. So if we had done the adjustment and just let it go till end of day, this one would have had a profit of 410. So it settled nicely inside that tent. So let's just look at the width of this tent. Let's see, if I go down to, let's see how, oh, here we go. So here's this one. So what I'm going to do with these lines, these vertical, no, not vertical. Yeah, vertical lines, these vertical brown lines, is I'm going to set the profit area for this tent to see how much extra room we actually bought with that adjustment. So I'll just set this right on top of that red mark, which is the break even. So there's that one. And then I'll just move this one over to the other side. So this was the width of the adjusted 15-point butterfly. After the adjustment was made, you can see we have this much room to be profitable. So let's just take this one off now and look at the first one. So you can see we just kind of shifted the whole thing up. Oh, that's just, it's something that we have to take into account with these trades, because these trades, the way that they're built, it's very easy for just a little move to get back inside the tent and get back into profit. So we just need to, I think I'd just be extra careful and don't be putting on adjustments just willy-nilly or like too quick. Maybe give the butterfly time to actually do its thing. But if it gets to a point outside the tent, and I think that roughly, like say we have a $50 profit target on this trade. So if it gets to being close to that profit target, the loss. So if we get outside the tent and we're showing like a $40 to $50 loss, which we were at the time I put that adjustment on, that may be a time to start seriously debating in your head if you want to put an adjustment on or not. And I mean, you could put two of those adjustments on. So let's say we put that one on. I'll just go put it on again. So let's say we put that adjustment on like we did, which spread out the area to the upside, a lot more area to get that profit. And if it would continue to move against us, we can always add another one. It's just personally, I wouldn't do more than 3. If it threatens that third one, I'd probably just call it a day and get out. But that's just a personal decision. Like, that's what you'll have to decide. But again, I wouldn't just be putting these on super fast. I would take my time and just try to let the butterfly come back and land in this area here. But if it's not, or if you feel pretty sure that it's not, that's one of the adjustments we can use. It's just adding a second butterfly, like so. And this second butterfly was actually a broken wing butterfly. It started off as a equidistant, is how they say it, equal distance butterfly when I first set it up, but I tweaked the leg of it because at the time, if you go back and look at the video, at the time I did it, we were a little too far down this slope on the right side. And so I wanted to bring this side of the whole structure up just to kind of give us more of a closer to delta neutral. I don't want to be exactly delta neutral, and I don't want to be on the downside usually on these. Like this pink line, this is the expiration line, so it's not exactly like how it was when I put the adjustment on. But this is sort of like where I like to be on that slope, just to the right to that slope, just slightly negative delta. It's usually where I like to position my positions at. So initially put this on as a straight, a 15-point wide. like this, which would have also worked out. But at the time, I mean, we were pretty far down that slope, if I remember correctly. We were too far down for what I wanted. I want to be more like towards the top of it, not right at the top, but just right to the right of the top. And so all I did was I just stretched that upper leg out on that new butterfly. I brought it in. I brought it in by 5 points, which raised this side, which raised this pink line up and put me in the position that I wanted to be in. All right, so that's it for this one. That's adjustment number 1. Again, there's several of these, and I'll just go through them as we reach a situation where an adjustment is needed. There's like 3 or 4 of them, maybe 5. Take a look at. This is the first one, just simple, just buy another butterfly. All right, so that's it for this one. If you'd like to follow along with me on these trades or any of my other live money trades that I'm doing, just make sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button below. And also be sure to join me on my website. Go over to my website. I'll leave a link to my website in the description below. Head on over there, sign up for my free email newsletter. And when you do that, you'll get a welcome email sent right out to you. Just reply back to that welcome email and say, hey, what's up? And I'll get back to you and we'll go from there. All right, see you tomorrow.